afternoon and welcome to my presentation on fighting food deserts. Some of you may recall that my past two presentations were on the importance of eating fruits and vegetables and the benefits of eating mindfully. But what happens when these aren't really options? What happens if there's not healthy food within your area, or you don't have enough money to eat healthy food? Well, this is the dilemma that we're going to discuss today, and this is referred to living in a food desert. So today we'll talk about what a food desert is, what populations are most at risk, and we'll also discuss how they're affected by this. Lastly, we'll work together in groups and we'll create a plan on how we can resolve this problem. By the end of this presentation, you'll have a better idea of what a food desert is, and you'll be able to work towards change. So first, I want to talk about what a food desert is. According to the Healthy Food Financing Initiative Working Group, a food desert is a low-income census tract where a substantial number or share of residents has low access to a supermarket or large grocery store. And I want to further break down this definition. A low-income community is considered one that has a poverty rate of 20% or higher, or it could mean the median family income is below 80% of the area's median family income. And then a low-income or low-access community is considered one that has at least 500 people and or at least 33% of the census tract where people live further than a mile away from a major grocery store or supermarket. So some of the health implications that are associated with living in a food desert is, for one, malnutrition. A lot of times in these food deserts, it doesn't mean that there's no food, but it means that there's no healthy food within a certain radius. So usually they're surrounded by fast food restaurants and convenience stores, liquor stores. So a lot of times they'll just be eating fast food. And through eating fast food, you get enough calories, but you don't get enough nutrients. So that's why they become malnourished. And then at the same time, they become obese a lot of times. And then with obesity, there's the health complications of high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol. The populations that are most at risk for this are people who are low income, because a lot of times they won't be able to afford these foods, or maybe they can't afford transportation, they may not have cars. Same thing with people living in rural areas. They're just too far, it's inconvenient for them. Sometimes there's areas where people live maybe 30 miles away from a major supermarket, so they probably would rather just go to a fast food restaurant that's closer to them. And then Latinos and African Americans, because this group tends to be at the lower socioeconomic standing, so they're at risk also. And here is a map of California, a portion of California, and the pink areas are all areas where there's food deserts. And you can also go on this website, this link, it'll take you, and you can type in a zip code or a city, and it'll tell you exactly the areas that have food deserts. And I looked at a map of the United States, and it's there's so many patches of pink, they're everywhere, there's food deserts everywhere. There's actually, I looked a little closer on this map, and there's even some deserts in Long Beach. The nearest food deserts are South LA, San Bernardino, San Diego, and also parts of Santa Barbara. But there's hope. There are some things that are going on that are working towards improving these food deserts. The first one is the California Fresh Works Fund, and this was founded by Michelle Obama. It's a $200 million partnership between the California Endowment Act and then grocers. And what they're doing is trying to increase the amount of grocery stores and farmers markets, and also encourage gardening. And they along with this program, they hope that it will create 6,000 jobs in California. And then Walmart is trying to do its part. They're trying to increase more stores, as if there's not enough. But Walmart, as well as Walgreens and Super Value, they're increasing more stores. And Walmart proposes that they'll have 300 more stores by 2016. And they propose that there'll be 40,000 more jobs for people. Next is the mobile food trucks. There's several out there around the country. There's one there's Garden on the Go, Vegemobile, Mogro, and also Peaches and Greens. And these all pretty much do the same thing. They target areas that are identified as food deserts. They drive it into them, and then they sell the produce for a lower cost. So that's good for areas, especially if the problem is the person doesn't have transportation. It's kind of brought right to them. SNAP Ed and WIC. SNAP Ed is a program where it's actually the program that issues food stamps. And through this program, they encourage community education, and WIC stands for Women, Infants, and Children. And both of these programs help to support people financially to eat healthy foods and at a lower cost. It gives them vouchers and it helps them to get foods. And then lastly, there's the Health Action Los Angeles Veggie Voucher Program. And basically what this program does, it helps people who are already on a supplemental income, so they may be with SNAP Ed or WIC or Social Security, but basically people who are lower income. And it gives them $5 extra to spend at farmers markets. So it's actually increased the amount of food stamps, which is increased the amount of food stamps by 50%. And it's increasing the amount of people who have access to these foods. So now what I want you guys to do, it's a critical thinking activity. And working in the groups that you're sitting in right now, I want you to come up with a plan or an initiative or some sort of campaign that will help to resolve these problems. And if you can get creative and think of a name for it and everything, then we'll pitch it to the class. You may begin.
They use the vacated lots and have an individual concentrated steps. They have a mobile garden, so they can start their garden in this lot, and if that lot then becomes used, then they can
So maybe like something you think that you like partially subsidized maybe California to motivate them. Maybe like a tax rate or tax incentive. People always like tax breaks and tax incentives. Seems like people just naturally do it.
Walmart.
So maybe something alternative similar to healthy neighborhood, healthy hood. That sounds a little ghetto.
Get interest. Specifically more.
Is everyone ready to share with the class? All right, we'll start with this group.
Alright, so we figured out, because like like the food truck that you had, like kind of like that, but instead they're just people who go around teaching others how to plant their own seeds and grow their own food, because lots of those, they live in like wide open areas, so they have plenty of room to grow their own seasonal fruits and veggies. GYOF, grow your own food.
I like it. All right, this group.
So we decided that the government could maybe offer some kind of tax break to large grocery stores or a tax incentive for them to create healthy food trucks that could go around to these communities, and we'd call it Healthy Hood.
Oh, nice. Is it right behind them?
Maybe like a small fundraiser to raise money for people in need, like, give them gift cards or food stamps or actual nutritional food to people that are in food deserts. We didn't think of the name yet, though.
That's a good idea, though. All right here.
Well, in urban areas, where it's concrete central, you can have a mobile garden set up in vacant lots, so individual pots and crates and whatnot to utilize vacant lots, so growing your garden there, a community effort, and then when that lot is going to be used, then you would relocate to another lot, and I don't have a name for that.
That's a good idea as well. And the last group?
It's the same idea.
Oh, really? Great minds think alike. All right, we all have really great ideas. It'd be great if somehow we can implement them some way. But thank you for your participation in that activity. I hope that now you have a better understanding of what a food desert is and how it affects the people who live within it. And according to you guys, as you guys saw, that there's a lot of creative ways that we could solve this problem. And I challenge you to pay attention when you're going through neighborhoods and communities. Look for supermarkets and fast food and see which one you see more of. And if you see more fast food restaurants in a community, think about what that community can do to really solve the problem and create greater access for that community of healthy food. Thank you very much. Thank you for attending my presentation. If there's any questions. All right, thank you.